Alright, it's time for The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. uh, I've played through this beginning twice now, because I keep having very real, very annoying recording issues. Gotta love those. But at least I can pretend to be competent for once. I mean, fat chance that's actually going to happen, but I should be able to get a decent chunk of stuff done in this segment. I know where to go, I know what to do, more or less. That's not entirely true. I do like how I specifically went out at midnight to get the Switch and the game, so I could record the game slightly earlier. It's now been 11 hours and I'm still not done. Lovely. If this doesn't work out, I don't know, I'm probably not going to try again. But if you see this, it obviously worked, so nah. So this I've enjoyed my time with this game so far. First things first, of course, is as soon as the camera stops panning dramatically at things. First of all, we clearly need a proper close-up of Link, who can now do this. I don't know what this is, but I enjoy it. Yeah, I enjoy that very much.
That is a Sheikah slate.
I
Take it.
can't really hear the audio all that well because I can record with headphones and it wouldn't do well to have the game audio come from both the microphone and the actual recording. If it still does, well, then too bad. Nothing can be done there. So, some things worth noting are, well, first of all, let's see if I can do this again. Depending on where you stand at, it seems, with all the chests, it plays a different animation for Link. And I enjoy the one where he kind of kicks the chest like in many previous games, and then turns out that that's a bad idea and it hurts. Worthwhile things to note, there sure is DLC for this game, though right now I believe it's fairly minimal. I haven't gotten that yet because I'm bloody broke. I've bought a new PC, Switch, this game, which by the way was the European special edition, and I did not think it had the giant sword statue thing in it. It did, and it cost plenty extra for that. Not that I'm complaining, but you know. I also got a bunch of free stuff for going to pre-order the stuff. Most notably, there's an amiibo from Splatoon that I already had, which is slightly unfortunate. But enough about me. Let's play Zelda. Just in a moment. As soon as I'm allowed to move. Pictured here is the Temple of Time and an old man. I wouldn't mind completely ignoring the old man for the sake of funsies, but well, that's probably not gonna actually happen. Going to have to collect a bunch of fruit. Well, I guess that's an improvement. Last time I made a point to call the mushrooms apples. This time I'm only calling them fruit. So maybe within the next 20 times I actually replay this beginning, I'll actually manage to say the right thing. Gotta get those apples. Apples are important, you know. Apple. Apple. Well, that works. Hello, old man. I am going to stand in your fire. Wait. Since when does that hurt you? I've done this beginning twice. I've stood in this fire twice, and only now it shows to burn me. Bye. Yes. Yeah, whatever. Just telling me. I mean, I know you're going to pretty much tell me anyways, so I don't have much of an option. Also, I'm kind of burning here, so please make it quick. Yeah. I am extremely curious about where this story is leading. Yeah, I sure did take a full heart of damage from standing in the fire. Yeah, I certainly may have a problem. Okay, that's just talking. Something I figured out immediately was that there's a secret thing here. There's just a circle of things, and when you ungloriously fall into it, you find a Korok. The reason I originally thought that was a secret was just because Link to the Past had a similar circle of rocks, and if you threw stuff at it, it would decide that you would get stuff. So I decided to throw myself into it, because that's exactly what the game would expect me to do, I guess. It turns out it paid off. It seems there's certainly some valuable collectibles.
Link,
Well, valuable may be
head for the
subjective.
point marked on the map in your sheet.
Last time I got this text, it happened while I was literally standing in the fire and I couldn't move, and it was kind of excellent. I'm going to take a small detour before I even head towards where the game expects me to be at. First of all, I found an ancient screw. I believe I just found also an ancient spring. So far, I haven't found the ancient spring in this area before, because I apparently didn't realize to search well enough. And the tree branch is almost broken. Luckily, I found myself a better weapon, and my tree branch is dead. Lovely. Going to upgrade it to this. These things can still, like, throw rocks at you if everything else fails. There's not much here. There is a chest. And that gives me a bow and exactly 0 arrows. And as far as I can tell, there's no arrows in this area. However, the biggest noteworthiest thing I found here is this statue you can pray to. Because that's a goddess statue from Skyward Sword. I believe it was said that this game is supposed to happen sometime after Ocarina of Time, which doesn't tell all that much because there's like 20 games that happen after Ocarina of Time, and it could happen after any of those as well. So that's certainly interesting. Curious to know where this story is leading. Next up, actually I don't think I've been in this area before. I think this could still be a decent place to look for stuff. I certainly found a chest, if nothing else. Hello! I have found myself better clothes. This is an improvement over anything the game offered me before. Is there anything else of value here? Doesn't seem to. I may or may not have a very vague idea of where I'm currently residing at. Because normally I came from the exact opposite way from that vague skull-shaped thing. So I actually just fought those bokoblins normally instead of doing this. So now that I accidentally got lost here, I'm going to do that instead. And they will immediately evaporate. And that means I get free stick, another club, some bokoblin body parts as always. I want more bokoblin body parts though. And what else can I get here? Well, I can't get arrows, but there is this area, and this area on the first time I went through this killed me roughly 6 times, and I spent like 20 extra minutes trying to beat these bokoblins, and the game kind of kept taunting me to stop trying to do this because I'm not properly equipped to be doing this. But because I don't take hints very well, I proceeded to spend the next 20 minutes fighting the enemies in the exact same fashion over and over again. The main reason this is slightly tough is there's a blue bokoblin, and said blue bokoblin is kind of a problem. Mostly because it can pretty much kill you in one hit. With 3 hearts, at least. But, as it happens, I can also do that. Well, I finally hit something with it. Was it worth? Probably not. Okay, let me switch to another club. And get around to trying to not die from explosion. Okay, I need to heal. This is the first time these explosives in this area have actually come to play in any way or form. So that's pretty great. So, the problem I originally had here... Also, it just kind of died by being set on fire. That's kind of excellent. How about my thing doesn't burn? I didn't actually get the shield from that guy because... Well, the shield kind of burned. That's unfortunate. But, yeah. I didn't realize that I can pretty much just easily kill him with any number of playing around with the spin attack. I don't think I ever managed to kill him that quickly though. So with that in mind, this is roughly the point where I figure I should probably head to where the game wants me to head to. I'm not sure if it's really worth it. There's some more bogoblins here. I mean, there's a lot I could do, but since this is still like the early game, I might as well pretend I will listen to what this game has to say. Going to pick up that, and then finish you up. Oh, nice. Found some arrows. Found some more arrows. That's probably more than I've had this entire time. Not going to waste them on just a normal bogoblin though. Oh, that didn't even do that much. And my club is broke. Well, I have another one. Going to save the stronger one though. Just on grounds of that being a good idea. Also, I don't like you when you have a shield. Well, now I have a shield, but it's a lot less useful. I did find a better sword though. I'm getting lost again. Well, here's what the game wants me to do. It wants me to take my magical futuristic ancient tablet thing and insert it here because that seems like a good idea and all. And that was probably a bad idea, honestly. Especially when the game tells me to watch out for falling rocks. Except then there are no falling rocks to watch. So, I don't know. I don't know where that was even going with that statement. But the point is that causes much unrest as several towers burst out of the ground for unspecified reasons. I have no idea why these towers exist, but it seems like there's 4 of them. I could be wrong, but I feel like there's 4 of them. And yeah, this one does give my magical ancient futuristic tablet the magical power to work as a map. So that's pretty great. Now, on my second playthrough here, I got my tablet. To be specific, on the first time, I had spent 40 minutes reaching this point. And thus I ended here, because I spent 20 minutes fighting the bogoblins. On the second try, I proceeded to die several times by falling and having the game tell me that I should stop being a dumbass and falling down. Especially when it's not all that hard to climb down. So I then made more progress as the game demanded, and then I was done. I assume I'm going to be more competent about that this time. Meanwhile, mysterious head voice is telling me that I should remember things and that the beast will regain its true power and the world will end. So I probably shouldn't let it do that, but because this is a video game, it's going to regain all of its powers and the world will not end. Or maybe it will, who knows.
Now then.
I mean, supposedly there is a bad and a good end. And the bad end probably involves me heading directly towards that and getting there immediately. So that's pretty nice. Now, can I get down here without killing myself? Is that a realistic option? Signs point to no. But yeah, I spent time actually climbing the walls down when there's just kind of this dangerous looking staircase headed directly down. I mean, I figure if I was climbing up, it would be about 10 times more dangerous. And also, there's an old man just kind of floating there. And this old man has some dialogue, which so far kind of demonstrated that you don't actually get all this much. You don't get all that much of an option. You get to choose between two dialogue options, and then the game proceeds to tell me it doesn't really matter. In other news, there's Calamity Cannon. I'm not sure what the difference between a Calamity Cannon and a non-Calamity Cannon is, but I assume it's very bad. I am intrigued by this. Meanwhile, yeah, sure. I'm kind of intentionally picking the different options from what I did last time, just to see how much of a difference that makes, and it makes just pretty much no difference. I doubt that. And then the old man tells me to go and find a thing. And I will probably be willing to find a thing. However, unlike last time, I'm not going to bother waiting for old man to walk slowly on top of the hill I just passed, and I'm just going to run directly to the dungeon and see what old man thinks about that. I can't collect these plants. Okay. I can probably find some screws or something. No more screws, huh? Well, let's see. There are things around here, but I can't really do much with them, because as probably most people that have seen anything of this game by now probably know what Oman Shrine contains. Which is, well, if nothing else, it's the first magical, pessimistic tablet thing powers, which there may or may not be 6 of. Maybe. Probably. Well, the game certainly didn't stop me from going here while ignoring Old Man Jenkins. Because, well, all he was going to really say is that this place started glowing after the towers rose from the ground, and there's probably treasure, and you should go get it for me. And then I did. So there's roughly 100 of these shrines apparently, and they are mostly puzzles. I will now get the magnesis powers to my optimistic past tablet. We'll see where that leads. Last time I was not exactly a master of using these powers for good. I hopefully have gotten slightly better. But certainly you can see that there's 6 slots here. Obviously that doesn't necessarily mean there's only 6 of them, but it may or may not indicate that. So, with this I can make things fly. And as it may happen, you can actually get crushed by your own things and die. That is a very real thing you can do in this game. I most certainly did. So, first of all, I'm going to use this to push these blocks out of my way. Then I'm going to use this to kind of crush this thing. And it's done. Okay. I can stop using that now. I do want those springs, so let's grab those. I have no idea what these springs do, but I am sure they will be invaluable in my quest to do something. Be the hero that Hyrule deserves or something. Last time I spent way too much time trying to figure out how to get this thing by some kind of complex, weird, puzzly thing, but you just kind of just do that and boom, you get a bow that you don't really need. And like last time, I actually don't even have room for this thing. Well, I can always throw one of these shitty bows away, even though I already have one of those as well. But let's drop that and get that, just so I can say I've gotten this chest and I never needed to get it again. So then I kind of yank these doors open and like an idiot accidentally almost closed them. And that should be everything in this trial. Trial? No, that's Pokemon. These are shrines. In this shrine, which means that I'm about 10 minutes to 20 minutes faster than last time. So I can actually do plenty of stuff on this segment still. I hope this doesn't make people think I'm going to actually make progress in any later episodes, because roughly 70% of the time is probably going to be spent on me just kind of twatting around. So that's pretty great. I do get a thing from this. Oman Ao does have hair though. That's an important, noteworthy thing. I did not mean to press that button, but sure. I have now taken a capture. But here's a spirit orb, or whatever it was called. Yeah, spirit orb. So I assume there's roughly 100 of these, and they are not a collectible. I believe it was said that you literally cannot 100% beat this game, but I'm not entirely convinced. And if it has collectibles like these, it may very well be very much 100% beatable, depending on the slightly arbitrary definition, maybe, probably. So is old man Jenkins going to interrupt? Yeah, so seems so. Yeah, I sure did. Paraglider, please. I don't want slow. I want fast. Paraglider, please. I'm not convinced the Sheikah were ever all that advanced, though. So... yeah. Yeah, I guess it's interesting. Yeah, so... 3 more on this plateau. This was certainly not the deal, but... You are clearly some sort of a scammer. I am not fond of this. Yeah, it probably is, but unless you give me the paraglider, I'm not actually actually going to climb up there anytime soon. So this is pretty much where I ended last time. After I was done, so you know. From here on, it's all new stuff, pretty much. It's worth noting that I can certainly have fun with this. I was afraid that was going to fall right on top of me. Or Old Man Jenkins. Actually, I was not all that afraid. The worst that would have happened was me dying. Good job there. I wanted to be fancy. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Much better. Where did it go though? Chest. 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 Oh, it's there. That was not much better after all. Okay, maybe I'll just do it like the normal people would. Boringly. There is another chest and also a plank. Again, my chest just kind of flew somewhere and disappeared, so... interesting. And you? Okay. I doubt this is going to be anything important, but let's play it safe and collect that one as well. Ow. Yeah, I have now demonstrated that, in fact, throwing things on top of your head hurts. In case this was somehow not clear. I believe I can actually break these things by throwing them high up, having them fall, and then I may actually even find things inside of them. And that's not what I meant to do. So let's keep doing that. This one looks like a bigger rock of some variety. Maybe it has... Oh, that did not break. Can I break it? If I throw it higher? Does not seem like it. Okay. I'm just going to head in a random direction. And that may or may not be a swamp. I'll go... That was most certainly a swamp. At least the game did not kill me, because What this game has taught me so far is that it's surprisingly brutal about killing you if you go unprepared. There is a chest over there. There is 2 chests in there, in fact. I can't interact with them. There is something I can use the magnet beam on. Magnet beam? What? Hold on. That's peculiar. That is very, very peculiar. If I drag it hard enough, will it come off? So, what exactly is the purpose of this? There is a hole. This hole does not seem to have a particular use. I did not mean to drown myself in the swamp, actually. Actually, I was expecting it to not immediately drown me. Game, are you going to tell me that I should not drown in a swamp? I guess not. The game has learned. So, did the game save after I got those chests? The chests seem to be gone, so I will take that as a yes. And I did not like the swamp, so I'm going to go in the exact opposite direction now. Because I have the freedom to do so. What do we have here? I believe this is the area he said would be certain death if I kind of jumped down. I'm not convinced, but it looks like he may have a point. There's probably a way to somehow get down there without a paraglider. Other than that, I'm not seeing much on these walls. As you can see, my productivity went from small amounts to exactly 0 as soon as I reached the point of fresh materials. That's pretty excellent, I must admit. I'd rather not teleport back to the tower though, because I would like to find things without looking for them. I'm not sure what that even means. I'm not even sure what I'm looking for. I see a boar. And I found a rock. And I've also found a Korok. Thanks. You were a useful character. That's a wild animal. I saw some of those in real life. I could always bring out the bow and arrow and try to get something done with that, but it kind of noticed me already and ran away, so it may be too late for that. Speaking of things that are too late, I believe a bogoblin has found me. And my club is broken. Luckily I was able to immediately replace it. Should probably collect the body parts of these various bogoblins. There's a few more before I can get that chest. I like how that worked out. Can't fit any more of those. I guess that was all of them. No. I see you. Nothing I can kill you with. I'll take a fire arrow, just for funsies. Is 2 enough to kill you? Yeah. Certainly looks like it. That was kind of an awful waste of fire arrows. Okay, that's nice enough. I do want to go and get whatever he dropped. Arrows are always necessary. And so are these pieces of meat. Can always eat them if need be, but rather not. Can I climb up this? Yes, because you can climb up on pretty much everything in this game. Is the boss still somewhere in this world? Thought I saw weird texture issues somewhere there. I believe I see another 2 towers to climb. I'm not sure if I want to be involved with that, but then again I'm pretty sure the game itself is telling me that I don't have the luxury of deciding if I want to or not. That might be the last tower up there too. Guess I can just kind of take a quick tour of this bottomless looking depth and see if I can find anything on the edge of the world. I could always climb up a tree and see what the tree can tell me. The tree rejected me. I do see something of interest. That was not actually of interest, but that was also not what I was talking about. I see enemies. Going to grab these apples. And that. And then I'm going to see if there's anything I can crush these people with. The answer seems to be no. There's a bit too many of them. I'll just rush in. Okay, he alerted the others. So let's see how this goes. The answer is badly. Let me actually change to my sword. It's probably going to break in roughly 2 seconds, but no. Because this sword is specifically very fragile. And yeah, it kind of is. Yeah, there it goes. Didn't even kill this poor person. How about you don't do that? Also, that was again a complete waste of fire arrows. Okay, going to loot everything I can off of these poor dead things. Surprisingly, it was not much. And what might you be? Oh, there's still someone alive. I should probably switch my arrows to the normal ones. I could always... Well, I was going to say I could always throw them, but the weapon, but then I kind of did without meaning to. Alright, I almost jumped down while I stayed specifically here, so I don't need to come back here. Not sure if that was really worth it. That's, however, is very much worth it. Thank you. Do you have to get my Pogo Club back? It's so valuable, you know. And I believe I also managed to pick both of my valuable items, arrows back. Can I break these using this strategy? Doesn't seem like it. Well, I can always do this. Okay, they don't seem to be all that fragile. I don't know why I pronounce it like that, but yeah, roll with it. I see something green that may be collectible. I am ready to press A at a moment's notice. And they run away. The game hasn't taught me how to sneak yet. What? Okay, I'm sorry, but what? Yes? Not what I expected. These things look slightly more difficult. I should probably figure out where I went wrong in life and switch to my actually good weapon. These things seem to be taking a bit more of a beating. Yeah, I'd say so. Though it seems they have a specific weakness to just kind of being punched the skull a few times and they break. So they have possibly infinite health unless you break their bones. Also, this is my new main weapon. Well, actually, Pogo Spear. That kind of sucks. But yeah, I believe I now have... I'm going to have room as soon as I drop this. I might as well drop that as well. I'm going to get myself an arm. It sucks as a weapon, but honestly, I don't even care. Except I managed to screw it up. Next time, I'm going to use this arm. Bye.